Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we're going to take a look at the HJC IS-5 helmet available at RevZilla.com. So there's no hiding the fact that retro motorcycles have become extremely popular. From old cafe racers to modern scramblers, it's the craze. And with that, we've seen a big influx in the desire for folks looking for three-quarter helmets. Now, up until this point, Bell and Biltwell have pretty much dominated the market with a few Nexes thrown in, but now HJC is introducing their own three-quarter helmet that's going to be really slanted to more of a retro style. So what are you getting with the HJC IS-5? Well, in this video breakdown, what we're going to do is we're going to show you the insides and the outsides of the helmet, and we're going to explain how this lid is going to be a little bit different than some of the other competitors that we're already seeing out there in the market. Now, first things first, there's 3 different shell sizes associated with this, and those are going to be broken down between the extra small, the small, the medium, the large, and then the extra large to the 2XL. It's a DOT helmet. And fitment, first and foremost, is going to be intermediate to neutral oval. What that means for you, a little bit longer front to back, a little bit narrow on the side of the head. And the real important note here is that it's going to work for the majority of you riders out there in the American market. So really keep in mind, when you're trying to figure out your helmet, it's all about the shape. You don't want a helmet that's going to be uncomfortable for you. You don't want to have to size up too large to get the helmet to fit you properly. So again, this is really for those intermediate oval heads out there. And that's one of the things we've really kind of seen change from HJC over the past few years. They've really focused on the fit of their helmets to really work better with the American consumer. So as we're working our way through this helmet, now that we've got fit out of the way, weight on this, 2 pounds, 10 ounces in a medium, and you're going to have 4 different colors available. 3 different shades of black. There's matte black, there's metal flake black, which you are going to see on the table in front of me, and then there is going to be a white option. Helmet prices for the base colors will range between about $105 to $110, and then there's going to be some graphics available as well. So if you want something other than just the regular solid colors, there will be some graphics for you folks out there that are looking for that. Now in the box, what you're going to get is you will have a peak that comes with the helmet, and then you're also going to have the internal sun shield. Now the internal sun shield is very simple. You just have a pull down on the left-hand side that you're going to actuate with your thumb. But one of the things that are going to set it apart will be the fact that you now have this internal sun shield. We're not seeing this from a lot of the other retro style lids out there. The other thing that we're going to get to as we move to the inside of the helmet is that the interior is going to be completely removable. Now before we get there, you will notice that you're going to have this really nice binding that kind of works around the side. We looked at one of the Star Wars graphics that HJC has put out, and they actually did some real nice contrast stitching with this. And for the solid colors, that contrast stitching is going to be done in a white, but a really great hand to it. When you look at a helmet that's coming in around that $110 price point, there's a lot of attention to detail that we're seeing with this. Now the screws you're going to see on the side of the helmet are going to be part of the mechanism that's going to hold that internal sun shield in there. Now the one thing that really kind of surprised us with the internal sun shield is how easy it is to take out. Regardless of what price point we're talking about for helmets, usually internal sun shields are a pain in the ass to remove. HJC made it very simple, and they did so because you can actually swap this out. It's going to come with the tinted shield. You can also get a clear shield for it or an amber shield. Now you'll notice over on either side, there's going to be 2 little lines, and to get it out, all you have to do is simply pull it down a little bit further, and you'll start to see that gap up top, and you just go ahead and you just simply pop it out. Now when you pop it out, you'll notice there's those 2 lines right there with that little indentation. So when you want to put it back in, you're going to simply line up the lines that are marked on the little tab here, and you just push, and it's that easy. So honestly, compared to some of the other sun shields that we've seen from even more expensive helmets, they're usually a real big pain in the butt to get in and out. This is going to be very easy peasy, in and out, and then if you're not using it, you can simply put it up out of the way, throw a pair of goggles on, however you intend to ride. The snaps on the top, if you don't want the peak, you have 3 snaps. The peak comes right off of there. And then if you want to, you can actually get a full face shield for this. HJC doesn't make one, but we sized it up with some of the other manufacturers out there, and this should work very nicely regardless of the brand shield. As long as you have the adjustable tabs on the side of that full face shield, you can go ahead and throw a full face shield on here for you as well. Now we talked about the fact that internal drop-down sun visor is going to set this apart from some of the other three-quarter retro lids that we're seeing out there. The other thing that's really going to set this apart is the fact that the interior on this is completely removable. So if we're starting with the cheek pads, the first thing you'll note is that there are going to be speaker pockets for this. So if you want to add a comm system, you can, which is a nice feature considering that most of the retro helmets out there don't have, one, a removable interior, but also aren't going to have that cutaway for the cheek pad. Now you have 3 snaps you're going to pull out, and then you actually have this Velcro lining that goes around the outside, and that's going to give you that really nice kind of a flush look. So this is something that we really haven't seen before, but what the Velcro does is it really holds the exterior liner down, and you get this really nice hand to it. So it's going to be their SuperCool interior liner, antimicrobial, it's going to wick the sweat away. But one of the things that I really like is how they finish the outside. Again, for a helmet that's coming in around the $100 price point, HJC really did a nice job of making sure that this looked fit and finish ready for those of you out there that want to work with it on your really nice quality retro motorcycle. Now again, you can see that there's the cutaways for the speaker pockets in the back, contoured to your face, and we'll go ahead and pull the other one out as well. And the one thing that you'll note is that you just have to make sure those snaps are out before you start pulling on the Velcro. But don't be afraid to pull too hard. The Velcro simply comes right off, and then you can set those out of the way. Pulling the interior out, one of the things that I like is that there's no snaps on the front. It's going to mount up to the top of the brow, and then you're also going to have snaps down at the very back, but the snaps down at the very back are located behind a thick layer of padding. So there's really nothing to cause any kind of discomfort for you on the inside of the liner itself. When you're taking a look at the inside of the shell, the one thing to note here, there are no vents in this helmet whatsoever. Now this isn't going to really be any different than what we're seeing from the other competitors out there, but it is a note that there is no ventilation in this helmet. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more vented, maybe a little more traditional with a full drop down around you in a 3/4 style, you can check out the IS-33 from HJC. That's something that's been in their lineup for a while. But again, for those of you out there really looking for something a bit more retro, that is where the IS-5 is going to come into play. So for those of you out there that are looking for something with that more 3/4 retro style, this is going to be one for you to consider. Now in HJC's lineup, that's going to offer you a few creature comforts that you're not going to find from some of the competitors, including the internal drop-down sun visor, and like we said, the removable interior that's now spread out all over the table. So for those of you out there that are interested in more information on this helmet, you can always click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting an IS-5 through its paces. Or you can reach out to one of our gear geeks at 877-792-9455, or simply shoot over an email to cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the HJC IS-5 helmet. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.